Step into your greatness, let it shine oh so bright. I am worthy VIP, gonna take you to new heights. Turn the volume up, let's ignite your soul's delight. Join the journey now, everything gonna be alright. Hey, hey, you know you're worthy all day.
Welcome to another deep dive. Ever feel like you need to make a huge change in your life? Like it's just so overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
Well, today we're going to explore a different approach.
Okay.
The idea of atomic habits, where tiny tweaks can lead to remarkable results
Interesting.
over time.
Okay.
We'll be using excerpts from James Clear's book,
Okay.
Atomic Habits, to guide our exploration.
It's fascinating how we're often told to go big or go home
Right.
when it comes to self-improvement.
Yeah.
But what if real lasting change actually comes from those seemingly insignificant adjustments we make each day?
Okay, I'm intrigued.
That's the power of atomic habits.
Paint me a picture here.
Okay.
What exactly does an atomic habit look like in real life?
Imagine this. You're aiming to become a regular exerciser.
Okay.
But the thought of hitting the gym for an hour every day is daunting, right?
It is.
Instead of trying to conquer Everest on day one,
Okay.
what if you started with just 2 push-ups each morning?
2 push-ups. I have to admit, it sounds a little underwhelming.
Right.
How can something so small actually make a difference?
Well, that's the beauty of it.
Okay.
It's such a tiny action that it's almost impossible not to do it.
Okay.
It removes that initial barrier of resistance we often face.
Right.
And here's the thing.
Okay.
It's not about the size of the action in isolation. It's about consistency over time.
Okay.
Those 2 push-ups might turn into 5,
Okay.
then 10,
Yeah.
and before you know it, you're comfortably doing a full workout routine.
Wow.
It's the compound effect of these small decisions
Yeah.
that truly adds up.
Okay.
Just like consistently investing a small amount of money
Right.
can lead to significant wealth down the road.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But this idea of tiny changes leading to big results feels almost counterintuitive.
Uh-huh.
Why does this approach actually work? What's the science behind it?
James Clear really digs into the psychology and neuroscience of habit formation in his book. And what's fascinating is how these small actions actually create neural pathways in our brains. Think of it like creating a path through a dense forest.
Okay.
The more you walk that path, the more defined and accessible it becomes.
So by repeating these actions, even the tiny ones, we're essentially carving out those pathways in our brains, making those behaviors more automatic.
Exactly. It's like building a habit muscle.
Okay.
Strengthening those neural connections with each repetition.
Right.
This makes the behavior require less effort over time. Almost like it becomes second nature.
That's a really helpful analogy. It makes this whole idea of rewiring our brains for positive change feel much more tangible.
Right.
But let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
How can someone actually put this into practice? What are some practical strategies or life hacks for building these atomic habits?
There are so many actionable strategies in the book.
Okay.
But 3 of my favorites are habit stacking,
Okay.
the 2-minute rule, and finding your Goldilocks zone.
Interesting.
These are all about making change feel easier and more sustainable,
Right.
which is key for long-term success.
Okay, I'm hooked. Break down these life hacks for me.
Okay.
What do they actually look like in practice?
Let's start with habit stacking.
Okay.
It's a clever way to leverage your existing routines to your advantage.
Okay.
Think about a habit you already do consistently,
Okay.
like making your morning coffee.
Got it.
Now imagine attaching a new habit,
Okay.
like meditating for 2 minutes in that existing routine.
So you make your coffee,
Yes.
and while it's brewing,
Right.
you meditate.
Precisely.
So you're basically using that existing habit, like brewing coffee, as a trigger to prompt the new habit.
Precisely.
Okay.
It becomes this seamless addition to your day
Right.
because it's already integrated into your routine.
Got it.
Now let's talk about the 2-minute rule.
Uh,
We all know that feeling of procrastination
oh, yeah.
when faced with a large, daunting task. The 2-minute rule helps us overcome that
Okay.
by breaking those tasks down
Yeah.
into ridiculously small,
Okay.
manageable steps.
I'm picturing myself trying to write a novel
Yeah.
using the 2-minute rule.
Uh-huh.
I'd probably end up with a very short story.
That's the spirit.
Uh-huh.
It's about making that initial step so tiny
Okay.
that you can't talk yourself out of it.
Got it.
Instead of saying, I'm going to write a novel,
Right.
you'd start with, I'm going to open my laptop and write one sentence.
Okay.
And you know what?
What?
Once you overcome that initial inertia,
Right.
you'll often find yourself continuing for much longer than those 2 minutes.
So it's really about outsmarting our own resistance by setting the bar so low that we can't help but clear it.
Exactly.
I like it.
Good.
Now tell me about this Goldilocks zone.
Okay.
It sounds intriguing.
All right.
Okay, the Goldilocks zone. It sounds like it's all about finding that sweet spot.
You got it.
But in this case,
Yeah.
for building habits.
Think of it this way.
Okay.
If a task is too easy,
Mm-hmm.
we get bored and disengaged.
Right.
But if it's too difficult,
Yeah.
we get overwhelmed and discouraged.
That makes sense.
The magic happens
Okay.
when we find that just right level of challenge
Okay.
that keeps us motivated and coming back for more.
So it's about pushing ourselves just enough
Yes.
to see progress
Yeah.
without setting ourselves up for failure.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance
Okay.
between stretching our capabilities
Mm-hmm.
and staying within a realistic realm of achievement.
Right.
And the key is
Yeah.
it's different for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
What feels challenging but doable for one person might feel overwhelming for another.
Right.
The key is to experiment and discover what works best for you.
This whole concept is really resonating with me.
Yeah.
It's like a permission slip to let go of that all or nothing mentality
Right.
and embrace the power of small, consistent actions.
That's the beauty of it. It's not about perfection.
Okay.
It's about progress.
I like that.
And even on those days when you just don't feel like doing anything,
Yeah.
even taking that one tiny action
Right.
can help you maintain momentum
Okay.
and avoid getting derailed.
I love that.
Yeah.
It takes the pressure off.
Right.
You don't have to be superhuman every day.
Exactly.
Just show up and do that one small thing.
Absolutely. And here's the cool part.
Okay.
As you start to see those small wins accumulate,
Yeah.
it creates a positive feedback loop.
Hmm.
The success you experience from building one small habit fuels your motivation to tackle the next one, and so on.
So it's like this snowball effect where those small wins compound into something much bigger over time.
Precisely. Before you know it, you've made significant progress
Yeah.
without ever feeling overwhelmed.
Right.
It's like building a tower brick by brick.
Right.
You might not see the finished structure right away,
Right.
but each brick brings you closer to that ultimate goal.
That's such a great analogy.
Yeah.
It really highlights how impactful those small, consistent actions can be over time.
It is.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this could be a real game changer.
Uh-huh.
But let's be realistic.
Okay.
There are going to be days when we slip up, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
We're all human,
Right.
and life happens.
Yeah.
The key is to not let those slip-ups derail your progress entirely.
Oh, okay.
James Clear talks about the never miss twice rule.
The never miss twice rule.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Okay.
It sounds intriguing.
It's actually quite simple.
Okay.
If you miss a day,
Mm-hmm.
don't beat yourself up about it.
Right.
Everyone stumbles now and then. The important thing is to make sure you get back on track the next day.
Got it.
It's about avoiding that slippery slope
Mm.
of missed days turning into weeks or even months.
Okay.
The goal is to maintain that chain of consistency as much as possible.
So it's not about striving for some unrealistic ideal of perfection,
Right.
but about cultivating resilience
Yeah,
and getting back on track when we inevitably veer off course.
exactly. It's about recognizing that setbacks are a normal part of the process
Okay.
and having a plan in place
Right.
to navigate those challenges and keep moving forward.
This is also encouraging.
Sure.
It's like a mental shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, where setbacks are seen as opportunities for learning and course correction,
Right.
rather than reasons to give up.
That's precisely it.
Yeah.
It's about empowering yourself to make positive changes in your life
Mm-hmm.
without getting bogged down by feelings of overwhelm or discouragement.
I love how this approach makes self-improvement feel more accessible and sustainable. It's not about making these huge leaps, but about taking those small, consistent steps
Right.
that over time can lead to remarkable transformations.
Absolutely. And as we wrap up this exploration of atomic habits,
Okay.
I want to pose a question to our listener.
Okay.
Think about an area of your life
Mm.
where you'd like to see some positive change,
Okay.
no matter how small it might seem.
Right.
What's one thing, one tiny action that you could start doing today
Yeah.
to move in that direction?
Remember, even the smallest action repeated consistently can yield those amazing results over time.
Yes.
It's not about finding the time. It's about making the time.
Right.
For those small steps that can ultimately lead to big, beautiful changes. It's so easy to get caught up in thinking we need like some grand gesture or a complete overhaul to make a difference. But this idea of atomic habits is such a refreshing reminder.
It is.
That those small, consistent actions really do add up.
Absolutely. And, it's interesting to consider that even those individuals we often perceive as overnight successes. Those world-class athletes, successful entrepreneurs, even renowned artists. They didn't get there through some magical leap. They, too, relied on those tiny habits, those daily disciplines to achieve those extraordinary results.
That's such a powerful point.
Yeah.
It really does level the playing field in a way.
It does.
Because it means that no matter where we're starting from, we all have the capacity to harness this incredible power of tiny, consistent actions.
Exactly. It's not about having some special talent or advantage. It's about tapping into this universal principle of incremental growth. We all have the power to make those small changes, to build those habits brick by brick that ultimately lead us to where we want to be.
This entire deep dive has been so insightful. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling genuinely inspired to start applying these principles to my own life.
That's great.
Who knows what amazing things we could achieve if we just commit to those small, consistent actions.
I'm right there with you. And I truly hope our listener is feeling that same sense of possibility and empowerment.
I hope so too.
If we can shift our mindset away from seeking those instant transformations and instead embrace the power of those small atomic habits, the potential for growth and positive change is limitless.
So as we wrap things up,
Okay.
I want to leave you with one final thought-provoking question.
All right.
To ponder.
Okay.
If even those individuals who seem to have it all figured out rely on these tiny habits to achieve their goals,
Yes.
just imagine what you could accomplish
Exactly.
by harnessing that same power.
That's right.
What's one small step, one atomic habit that you can start building today to move closer to the life you envision for yourself?
That's the question.
It's not about perfection.
Nope.
It's about progress.
Absolutely.
And even the smallest action, repeated consistently, can lead to remarkable results
For sure.
over time.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of atomic habits.
Yes, thank you for listening.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights
We did.
and are excited to start putting these ideas into practice in your own life.
Yes,
Remember, real change doesn't happen overnight.
it doesn't.
It happens one small step at a time.
Step into your greatness, let it shine oh so bright. I am worthy VIP, gonna take you to new heights. Turn the volume up, let's ignite your soul's delight. Join the journey now, everything gonna be alright. Hey, hey, you know you're worthy all day. Stand tall, feel the love come your way. VIP every single day. Let's celebrate, it's your time to sway. Unlock your power, let your spirit take flight. I am worthy, beaming light into the night. Feel the magic spark, it's a beautiful sight. Here to cheer you on, life shining a new light. Hey, hey.